Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Ty Morrill, and today I'm going to be speaking about mental health benefit programs in sports. Let's jump right in. Here I have a quote from Kevin Durant from the Brooklyn Nets. Mental health is just something we need to talk about at schools and in the workplace. So many people go through so much inside. I thought this quote was super powerful as Kevin Durant's a professional athlete, and him saying that we need to spread awareness about mental health is super important. According to a study done at the University of Michigan School of Public Health, among college athletes that suffer from mental illness, only 10% seek help, which means 90% do not seek help, as you can see in the bottom left corner. In a study done by the International Olympic Committee, they found that mental health disorders occur in up to 35% of elite athletes, which is over 1 in 3 people, and the national average is 1 in 5 people. So athletes are much more susceptible to mental health issues. Some types of mental health benefit programs in sports include employee assistance programs, or EAPs, which are the most popular. Most leagues offer free virtual therapy through Zoom, mental health literacy programs to show athletes how their specific mental health disorders can be worked through, a 24/7 hotline. So if you have any issues, no matter the day or time, you can call that number. Team mental health trainings. That's the good thing about sports, is that you have a team that's got your back that you can talk to and talk through your mental health journey. Most leagues use internal EAPs, not external EAPs. So internal EAPs are within the organization. They hire within the organization instead of outsourcing, such as ComPsych, which is the leader in EAP and human resource services. Another type of mental health benefit program is paid time off. It gives people a time to rest and decompress. Reasons athletes may suffer from mental illness is injuries, performance failure, and overtraining. If you're overtraining your body, you don't have a chance to give your mind a break. Mental illness in athletes include depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, OCD, and eating disorders. Eating disorders can include if you're a wrestler and you're eating too much or eating too little to make weight, that can be an issue. Then on our right, we have a NCAA research study, which shows men's versus women's sports and a few different categories. The two most influential categories are felt mentally exhausted, experienced sleep difficulties, and it's pretty even among races, but as you can see, women's sports is almost double that of men's. Of mental health benefit programs, according to Lee Marshall, a licensed clinical psychologist, the first employee assistant programs were used here in the United States in the 1930s as a resource for employees struggling with alcoholism. And they still are used for alcoholism and substance abuse, but they're also used for mental health, family problems, and the list goes on. There's been an increase in employee assistance programs since the COVID-19 pandemic, following a spike in mental health issues from people being secluded from their family and friends. Most leagues, player associations started a mental health and wellness program after many players started speaking out, such as Kevin Love, DeMar DeRozan, and Kevin Durant. And then right here we have a EAP effect chart, which shows before and after EAP use, hours missed of work. So as you can see, before EAP was 5.2 and then 2.8 after 3 months, which is, it cuts it in half, which is really shows how effective EAP is. So here we have the benefits. Number one, positive work environment. If you're feeling positive about your mental health, it's going to reflect in your work environment. Same goes with team performance. If you're not focused on your mental health, then you're going to perform better. Better retention rate. People are going to quit less and switch jobs if they can't take the pressure. Reduce absenteeism, as we said. EAPs cut absenteeism almost in half. And then lastly, EAPs cover more than just mental health. As we said, covers mental health, substance abuse, and family issues. Drawbacks. Number one, low use of EAPs. As we talked about in the beginning, only 10% of college athletes actually seek help. So EAPs sometimes aren't used. lack of confidentiality. Most professional sports leagues have confidential EAPs, but some do not, which deters people from using them. Cost for the employer can be sometimes high, especially if their employees are not using them, they're not getting their money's worth. 4, negative stigma. Athletes want to seem strong and not weak, and so the negative stigma surrounding EAPs and getting help for mental health is pretty negative. EAPs are often misunderstood because employers do not explain what EAPs are and what they can help with. On the other hand, many people believe that employee assistance programs and supports are unnecessary because exercise can improve mental illness. Exercise helps mental illness by reducing stress, increasing your cognitive ability, boosting your mood, as long as you like sports, decreasing tension in the body, helps you loosen, boosts self-esteem. If you win a game, win a championship, your self-esteem is going to get boosted. In fact, according to Business Group Health.org, as of 2022, 98% of employers offer some type of EAP service. So this just goes to show that if 98% of employers use EAP services, that it works. It's very beneficial to employees, and hopefully, you can get to 100% soon. Recommendations for human resource professionals: ensure that athletes know EAPs in depth to avoid misunderstandings. So you want to make sure that your athletes and employees know what they're getting into for EAPs. If they're misunderstanding or they get into it and they didn't expect it, it's going to deter people from using them. Lift the stigma of mental health in team sports, in the locker room, on the field. If people think that it's weak to ask for help or they're incompetent of dealing with their own issues, then people aren't going to use it. And people have to know that asking for help is not bad. And that brings me to my quote from Andre Drummond of the Chicago Bulls. If you are too struggling with your mental health, you are not alone. It's okay to ask for help. And this just is a super powerful quote because being a professional athlete and him saying that it's okay to ask for help is going to show kids and college athletes and anybody that they're not alone and they're not the only people that suffer. Thank you. And here is my work cited.